Thank you. I think that in your movies you score all different types of, let's say, liberation. Let's say sexual liberation or political liberation, social liberation. And on the other hand, I can see in your movies a certain relationship between, let's say, sex and murder. I can see it in Sweet Movie, for instance, when the actress Anna kills the guy he loves. I can see it in Montenegro too, when Susan Ansbach is sexually liberated. She gets murdered. She becomes murdered. So it's not a very, let's say, optimistic point of view, is it? Yeah. So I would like to know, what do you think about, what went wrong, in your opinion, Dan?
Nothing went wrong, that's life.
That's life.
Now, basically, what you're talking about speaks about my German part of my education. Because as a kid, I had Struwwelpeter. How many people had Struwwelpeter as children? Look at the hand. It's nothing else but murder. It's the most popular children's book till now. It's unbelievable. And so I'm very happy to see that many people understand what I'm talking about. You know, these two girls that get so thin that they died. And you suppose, and the one girl that goes and there's a wind and suddenly she disappears in the sky. Every picture is about murder of a child. And I remember being fascinated by this thing as a kid, and I liked it later, and I like it today. From time to time, I look through it, you know. And this is a magic book. Another one is the Grimm brothers, you know. The whole legend of whatever you want, Snow White, or take all the legends that we know from German tradition. They're all about children being eaten by this woman in the house of cakes, you know. But like every boy, I believe, every boy in any European country, from time to time, when you're 11, 12, suddenly there is some kind of old pensioners or somebody who see you in the street and said, listen boy, do you know, would you like to go to see a football game? I have a ticket, you know. Or would you like to see something I can show you in the park? You know, this elder man offering something to boys. This is something like this is how the elder homosexuals, or how do you call these guys who like children? Pedophiles. Like every country has, I don't know how many percentage of pedophiles, but there are enough pedophiles that not one single child is without this experience. I remember first time when I learned that, I was curious about the football match. I never went to football match. I said, oh, football match. And then I remember these guys explaining to me, football match, what is it like? That I realized that I should kind of start moving very quickly. So I moved quick. And then later when somebody else offered me some pictures or something, I realized that this is something that in all cities, when you are like 11, 12, there are some nice older men who like children. So basically our European education is about seducing children and killing children. Now I know that it has symbolical value, so I knew that I don't know, I was always attracted by it, so I didn't think about, no, but I have to confess, I was nervous about it, so that's why all these children at the end of Sweet Movie, they all wake up. They all come back. And when you see her seducing children, no, children are already dead, I think. When you see these children watching the film from the glass at the end, in the last reel of Sweet Movie, I brought the children who are already story-wise, they're already dead. I brought them to watch the shooting. Because I was not comfortable about killing children. But I knew that it's important in art. So I don't know if answer is like satisfactory, but that's what I was able to produce.
Any more questions, maybe? before, this is the last time that we have the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Makavejev here in Basel. We will do another retrospective in 70 years, right? When I get 70, I will call you again. But what I'm trying to say is, come forward now. There's a question from the back row. Yes?
Let me ask just quick about the success of Love Affair. You said there was 1 million spectators in Yugoslavia was more successful than Hollywood movies. I'm just wondering if you can mention some reasons why was it so successful in Yugoslavia. You said about the language, probably the humor, but was it also like the content about sexuality, crime, or relationships?
I thank you. You gave me the whole list because I didn't plan the film for any special part of the audience. Actually, we enjoyed making it, and we were not sure what is going to, how is it going to, what is going to be, what reaction will come. So this was for me a great learning experience, and the main thing was that because we were not controlled by the studio, or not controlled enough, they knew that we were shooting, but there was no somebody to check on material, etc. We were like, whatever was funny for us, we were able to shoot. So a lot of it was improvised, and somehow it started working together. We learned it from the public. But like I was working, okay, let me give you another answer about the knowing about the public. When I was a psychologist, we were doing research on how children like, what films children like or dislike. And we made it big, it was a lot of money and pedagogical and a lot of questionnaires, and we got from many different places. We had the Blue Balloon. Was it Blue Balloon, the famous film?
The Red Balloon.
Red Balloon, yeah, there was Red Balloon. And Red Balloon was the victor in all schools in Belgrade, like from periphery, from the center, older, younger. It was a winner, absolute winner. And in one place, it was like the best place that voted fantastic for the Red Balloon. And because I was running this research, I decided to go to this place to speak with the guy who was collecting all these children, school children for this show, just to learn a little more why the film was so successful. So I went there and I talked to the guy and I said, look, your place was like most successful, most excited about the film, your children, and just let me understand what kind of children are in this region of the town. And the guy said, would you like to get a full truth? I said, sure. So he said, with all these children left and questionnaires were put and voting was all right, etc. Next day they discovered that there was about, I think, between 70 and 25 holes in the screen from, how do we call pračka? Sling, yeah. So there was like more than 20 holes in the screen that, yeah, all children, this was the place when all children, most famous place by educator in Belgrade, because not only the children applauded the film and voted for it, but half of the, they got up and they waved to the balloon. So it was like a great success of our education, that we get children, movies and children get together, and we wanted to make propaganda, we wanted more money from the schools for movies. So it was fantastic, the children would communicate with Red Balloon, but there was like a lot of holes from people who use the sling, from children. So it means that children are actually ambivalent as adults are. And they are also nasty as adults are. So we never can say what is the real success. You never know. Success can be from all kind of evil purposes. Maybe guys are just perverted and loved something that was horrible, Or love to see that woman being fished out of the place, like you never know why people love movies. And we claim that this is because of good acting and great music, because we are talented. but we should be kind of more tolerant about what we do. Yeah. So last question? Or?
Yeah, maybe we've been sitting here for an hour and a half. There's a movie coming up at 6. One last question.
No, we have to leave it without last question. Maybe we have to leave it without last question.
If there's no last question, then okay, let's
just go home and thank you.
Leave it without last question. Thank you for coming. Thank you.